think it's that time. I think it's that time for the
Those,
infamous the G3.
all right. Well, this one's a little bit fun. So, uh, Phoenix Ammunition, they're local, and I hope to run up there and see them maybe this summer. They're not too far from me, just a few hours away. But I follow them on X, and they made a post. They're always talking about whatever ammunition they're working on that day, and they make some political posts around the 2A stuff. But they made this post, and this guy chimed in. If we can throw up number 9, Doc. So you have Phoenix Ammunition talking about this recent flap where the anti-gunners want to ban military grade 5.56, right? So you can have 223, you can have civilian grade 5.56, but they're going after Lake City for some
Right.
reason, right? So that's what this discussion's all about. So he throws this up, and then it's not so much his post that I think is funny. It's My Name is Jeff's post, which we think is funny. Now, I got to put this
Mhm.
out there. There's a very good chance that My Name is Jeff is a troll account, that this is them being sarcastic, something that I completely appreciate, this type of humor. Or it could be because we can't really tell this person's a serious anti-gunner. I'm
Right.
leaning towards a trolling kind of sarcastic post, but it helps make the point that we've made here many times on Second Legacy, is that the anti-gunners, if they don't have statistics, they'll just make them up. And that's probably what he's calling out here. So if you
Mhm.
read My Name is Jeff, it says, you should be ashamed. One of those bullets kills 134 Americans every 6 seconds. So the first thing I take away from that, which I think is funny, is like that one bullet comes out of the closet every day,
Yeah.
kills 134 Americans every 6 seconds, then goes back to bed. One
Yeah.
bullet, folks. But then Braden started running the numbers, and this is where we actually come into the belief that perhaps this is a troll account. Braden, why don't you break down the numbers of what
I got
what this
Yeah.
one bullet does to 134 Americans every 6 seconds? What's that translate to?
It's a lesson in efficiency, Tim. Well, thank you for the throw up. Let's go here. So, I was observing. Tim really liked the one of those bullets every 134, but I was really curious about the math on this one. So it turns out, Tim, upon my calculation, that if that one bullet did indeed kill 134 Americans every 6 seconds, that means that we would have 1,340 people dead per minute. That's a lot. And then per hour,
Yeah.
we would have 80,400, which is also a lot. We'd have
Yeah.
1.9 million per day, and the
Hmm.
final tally per year would be 70 million people. So that's a lot.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive. So clearly the numbers are fictitious, and I do believe they were meant to be humorous, and they truly are. But this, to me, just kind of illustrates the ridiculousness of sites like the Gun Violence Archive or K-12 Shooting Database. They just make things up
Hmm.
to fit the narrative that they're trying to push for the day, and this would be a
Right.
classic
And you
example
know
of that.
the
So
thing about that, Tim? But the thing
what's
about
that?
that, man, is I looked at that and you and I both did, and we were like, are they I can't tell. Are they serious? Are they not serious? Because the stuff that we deal with
Right,
so frequently are they, wait, is that a real point? Or is it, if I
right.
can't tell when I'm observing things between parody and your actual talking point, and I have to truly analyze what your perspective was, you guys might be doing something wrong on the gun control side. If I cannot tell parody to your real points, there's an issue.
Right. Yeah. And that's what we have here, folks. And yeah. So I thought that was really good. We got one more. We got one more from our good friend Davey Hogg. And he threw up a tweet that I thought was really interesting. Number 10, Doc. So Davey said, despite the fact that the annual death rates for sepsis, I'm sorry, which is like poisoning of the blood, and gun deaths are nearly equal. The US government spends over $1 billion on sepsis annually and only about $25 million on gun death research. While many are divided on what to do
Hmm.
about gun deaths, we should be united in blah, 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 whatever. More ramblings. It's got cut off there by the 280 character word limit, I believe it is for X. But the point being,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Davey appears to be calling for $1 billion to research criminals, killers. Now,
Hmm.
what would $1 billion do? I mean, keep in mind, folks, these are tax dollars, right? People on the far left have no problem throwing big numbers out there. Like, well, hey, we want to do this and it's only going to cost $14 trillion. We should invest in the future. Like, sounds great. Where are we going to
Yeah.
get it? If we ran our finances like the government runs its finances, could you imagine having a meeting with your wife like, honey, wow, man, we were at a $5,000 deficit every month. What do we do? We have no way to offset that. What do we do? The logical thing would be to cut expenses,
Spend
but
more.
then you apply the American government logic to the formula, and you just go, we're $5,000 in the hole. Let's just spend more money. 5,000. Let's make it 500,000.
Yep.
What difference does it make? It's only a number on a piece of paper. There's no consequences. So here
Yeah.
he is calling for $1 billion to be spent on trying to understand violent criminals.
Mm.
Do you think
You
that's
know
money
what
well
I
spent?
noticed, Tim? I don't know. But you know what else I noticed? This is
What's that?
key. If I'm looking at that graph, Tim, according to Davy Hogg here, everything to the right of gun violence on that graph would mean it killed more people than gun violence. Wait a minute.
Hmm.
I I was under the impression that gun violence was the bane of all existence, and if it just stopped, we would have nothing. I mean, like, there's nothing worse than gun violence. But according to your chart here,
Yeah.
and this is why I love what you and I do, is because you looked at the money on the billion and the 25 million and what he was talking about, and then I different things jump out to me: lung disease, cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's, influenza. Oh my god, cancer, heart
Yeah.
disease.
Sepsis.
All of
Sepsis.
those
It's a
things
little
are
bit more.
greater
Liver
than
disease
gun
is right
violence?
there.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, look, the
this
beaties. The
is
beaties is even
hold on,
worse.
what's down there at the bottom, Tim? Does that say falls
Ooh, that's really
almost next to
dangerously
gun
close.
violence?
Falls.
Hold on a second.
Ooh,
That
that's
doesn't make
quite
sense
telling.
because I was told, yeah, I was told that all of that was non-existent because guns are the single cause of the entire problem in our United States. They should really look at things before they post them. They really should.
Yeah, that would definitely seem to kind of defeat his own arguments right there. I'm glad you took a look at that chart because, like you said, I focused in on the dollars. Like, let's just spend $1 billion and try to figure out why people shoot each other. Okay, I don't know what the return on investment there is going to be. I mean, because all he's looking for, make no mistake, is $1 billion spent to justify taking your guns away. That's what he's looking at, right? So, yeah, bringing up
Mhm.
the whole chart and the fact that gun violence is like dead center, and look at all that stuff to the right. I could have swore gun violence was the number one killer of Americans, especially
Uh,
children under the age
uh,
of like 6 months. It's crazy. Hmm.
it's
What
weird.
do you know? Maybe they need it. He just needs to take that yellow dot. I mean, this is how it works, right? Just get into Photoshop and move that yellow dot all the way to the right. Good to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta
I mean,
do
that's what the
take
Gun
things in your
Violence
own hands,
Archive would
Tim.
do,
Yeah, that's true.
right? Absolutely. All right, folks. Well, we hope you enjoyed today's episode of Second Legacy. Please share the link. Let your friends know we're out here trying to fight for the Second Amendment. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys soon.